Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, we have a complete 10-minute guide to test boosters. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, we're doing things a little bit differently today. Robert Shinetsky, the supplement engineer. And for those of you guys unfamiliar with Robert, tune into our lives on Friday. We get into a lot of joins me every Friday. So, Robert, I don't believe I've ever done a test booster video on this channel, and we get a lot of test boosters. Thought I would toss them your way. I got 3 questions for you in this video. We're going to cover our test boosters any better than they were 10, 20 years ago. Who should consider a test booster, if anyone? And if so, what ingredients to look for? So, let's dive into the first question. Have test boosters evolved at all in quality over the last 10, 20 years, or are they still kind of like, eh?
I would say, if we're going to look like big picture, they're still a dog shit supplement, okay? There are a few exceptions to every rule in life, but by and large, most test boosters, they should really be called like cortisol hormone modulators, hormone optimizers, because the theory that you can boost testosterone to any clinically significant degree, like I'm talking real world significance here. So a lot of these supplements, they'll show very minor fluctuations, and so it'll be statistically significant. But in terms of like real world, are you going to feel like fucking superhuman? No, not really. Now, there are a few ingredients that we can get into in a few minutes, and there are a few companies putting out some decent, testosterone support products is what I'm going to call them. But if you like your average one, you walk into some other like brick and mortar store and you just grab one off the shelf, it's going to be underdosed crap. That's probably in a prop blend using the same ingredients they were 10, 15 years ago, like D-aspartic acid, Bulgarian tribulus, those kind of things.
Right. So, I mean, first off, we have to establish there's total crap supplements, right? There's a pond scum, bottom of the barrel, a skim cash. And then there are legitimate products that are trying to put together the best they can scientifically.
Correct.
Now, with those products, when we talk about statistical significance in studies, what are we looking at real world application in bumping up of actual testosterone levels? If somebody's at 250 or 300 or 350, is there any number we can peg for them to expect that this might help if it is statistically significant?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see, modest to moderate increases. We're not talking something on the order of magnitude of like an HRT or a TRT or anything like that. You're not talking jumping from 250 to over 1,000. I mean, you're talking very minor, modest improvements in overall either free testosterone or total testosterone. And free testosterone, there's a lot of supplements on there that'll claim to boost total testosterone. The one that you're really interested in is the free testosterone. That's the biologically active one that's not bound. It's unbound, so it's free to go and dock at all the androgen receptors and perform the actions that testosterone needs to within the body.
So we're looking at maybe a little bit of a bump, a baby bump or something like that. Yeah. And again, it's going to be product dependent. So question number 2 is, who should consider a test booster, if anyone? And before you answer that, obviously, I would say test boosters are marketed at 2 different types of individuals. Number 1, the muscle head, who somehow thinks taking a going to be a game changer for physiological muscle building results. And number 2, the seasoned gentleman like myself, who maybe hasn't taken care of their body, their test levels are a little bit low. So who should consider a booster, if anyone?
Okay, if you are south of 30 years of age, you really, especially if you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, you have zero business looking at a test booster in any way, shape, or form. You are in the prime of your hormone producing days. Short of you being hypogonadal, which means your body's not producing testosterone endogenously, you don't have any business dicking around with a test booster. And even if you are like clinically diagnosed as hypogonadal, then you should be on hormone replacement therapy, because these test boosters are going to probably do fuck all of nothing for you to begin with.
So for that person, if their test levels are low from abuse, I think we both agree you need to get your shit together. You need to get your sleep together. You need to get your diet together. You need to get out in the sun. You need to get some exercise. You don't need a test booster.
Absolutely, yeah. The ideal or optimal candidates, I would say, for these testosterone support products are probably guys that are, 35 plus, 35, 40, 45, 50. They're not, in that clinically deficient level of testosterone. Like, you're not subclinically low in testosterone, but, testosterone, like everything else in our body, it starts to decline once you reach 30. So, there's a slow, steady drop off. So if you're trying to do everything possible to attenuate that decline, you're trying to keep testosterone levels as high as possible naturally, then obviously, you can start looking into some of these testosterone support ingredients and supplements on the market, in addition to getting enough sleep, keeping stress in check, still resistance training, spending time out in the sun, eating a good quality diet, keeping, reasonable body composition, those kind of things. All of those things in conjunction with these test support ingredients, those can help attenuate the decline and help you, keep your body's natural endogenous production of testosterone higher than it would otherwise.
So, Robert, we're going to end with a final question, and I'm going to wrap. Before you get to it, I have a few extra thoughts. What ingredients should someone consider or look for? And with that said, when they're products, what ingredients, when they look at a bottle and they see that ingredient on a bottle, should they be like, this is shit in a bottle?
Pretty much, I'll answer that one first because that's pretty easy. I would say tribulus. If you see tribulus on there, that one's pretty much a dog shit ingredient, just all the way around. One ingredient that's kind of works for you and against you. Some studies have shown that D-aspartic acid may help, improve luteinizing hormone production in the body and testosterone as a byproduct of that. Other studies have found no benefit at all, and one study found that when they were using 6 grams of D-aspartic acid a day, it actually led to reduced levels of testosterone. So that's an ingredient I'm really on the fence about. It's fairly ubiquitous in natural testosterone boosters, but the research is conflicting at best, and at worst, it might actually be hurting your natural testosterone production. So those are kind of two that I tend to stay away from by and large. We're going to transition to. Go ahead.
I was going to say, how about the sexy ingredients? Is there anything they should look for?
Yeah, transition, daily staples, vitamin D3. Make sure you're getting enough of that, because a lot of these ingredients, testosterone can be impacted by a couple of essential vitamins and minerals in the body. So things like boron, zinc, and vitamin D3. These have been shown in individuals that had nutrient deficiencies. Supplementing with each one of these ingredients independently brought testosterone production back up to normal baseline values. So what's that saying is, if you are not deficient in, zinc, boron, or vitamin D3, supplementing to a super physiological amount or above and beyond what your body naturally needs isn't going to increase production of testosterone that much more. However, if you are deficient in some of those, supplementing with one of those 3 nutrients can enhance your body's ability to naturally produce testosterone. Moving on to some of the sexier ingredients, fenugreek. So that's shown under a few different brand names. You can find Testasurge. Testofen is another one, but usually in the range of 500 to 600 milligrams a day of fenugreek, and that's actually been shown in healthy individuals to increase testosterone production. And a recent 2020 review found that it concluded, checking all of these different fenugreek studies, that it actually does have a significant effect on enhancing testosterone levels in the body.
All right, thanks, Robert. So we got 1 minute left. I'm going to throw you a quick curveball at the end. Testosterone, it could be said, is like a curve, a little bit up and down depending on a myriad of reasons. So with that in mind, is a test booster going to be something that's going to more smooth out those curves, or is it something that's going to kind of stack on top? So the higher days will be a little bit higher, the lower days will be a little bit lower. Does that make sense, or is that just a non-question?
It's an interesting way of thinking about it. I've never really thought about it that way. I mean, so there's variations of testosterone within the day. I'm thinking if you're using a testosterone, support agent, it'll make the highs a little bit higher, and it'll make the lows not as low as they would be. So like the times when you're feeling a little bit lower, you're not going to feel as low. So like your resting baseline will be elevated just a little bit. So your peaks will be a little bit better, and the lows won't be quite as low because they'll be kind of boosted up a little bit from there.
All right, thanks, Robert. So, guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. It's really awkward saying this, having somebody else on my video, but I appreciate you joining us, Robert, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.